Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Asura at Asura MBTI, and today's video is going to be another more relaxed, free-form kind of video. And today I wanted to talk about music preference with certain types. And I was inspired to do this video because I was talking about music preferences with a friend at work who is an ISTJ, and I'll talk a little bit more about him in a little bit. And we were talking about how we each prefer different themes, and what attracts us to music tends to be more different. And I realized that that tends to be more of a general thing with types. Not every type is going to enjoy the same genre of music. That is certainly not what I'm trying to say. But it is very common for people of the same type to share a reason why they enjoy music, the underlying behind-the-scenes factor to why they enjoy music. And I'd like to start by referencing a video by celebrity types called The Psychological Aesthetics of INTJ. And in this video, they say something along the lines, not word for word, of that the INTJ usually enjoys music that they feel they can personally relate to. Music that they feel inspires the individual to push against odds. Music that is just very strong, and it pushes the individual, the one, instead of the group or, conformism. Which, I don't know, that's kind of what I was trying to say, but for the most part, it focuses on the imagination of the individual. It's more focused to how that one person feels about the music, how it's relatable to them. And I was speaking with my friend who is an ISTJ, dominant introverted sensing, and I said to him, he's probably more in tune to the actual music, the sound of the music, how each note hits his ears. And he said, yeah, I've got some of his notes here. He said, I'm very in tune to the technical aspects of it. Something like, if a song were to have really good riffs, like good guitar solo, he'd be like, wow, that's impressive. That's, impressive in the music. Which to me, as an INTJ, is not something I really care about in music. To me, music is an outsource for my imagination. To me, music is where I go to allow my subconscious to free roam. And when I'm in these free roam kind of situations, allowing my introverted intuition and imagination to go wild, that's where I draw my inspiration. Whereas him, he even quoted music as being something that he chooses to do. He will choose to single music out and listen to music over doing something else, which to me, music is more of like a background thing, whereas I'm going to listen to music while I'm playing a game or while I'm doing something. And he says he doesn't do that. He doesn't like to listen to music while he's doing something because he prefers to focus on the music. He's said he was very in tune to the specific sounds. Like if I were to ask him a specific part of a song, he could remember each note by note part of that song, which is, of course, people are going to be able to do that with songs they really enjoy. But for the most part, that's not what I'm listening to in music. I'm listening to how the song relates to me and how it fuels my imagination. I told him that even if a song was magnificent, the sound was great, if the lyrics were unrelatable to me, I wasn't going to enjoy it. Or he said, he was more in tune to how the notes came out of the person's mouth, less so concerned with how the lyrics related to him personally. And he said that he enjoyed music that was impressive. He enjoyed, the more skilled the artist, the more impressive the music was to him. And that, as an INTJ, is not what I look for at all in music. To me, it's a fuel for the imagination. He also said that when he's listening to music, he tends to envision himself as the person playing it. He enjoys, if he's daydreaming while listening to the music, he'll envision himself as being on stage in front of a whole bunch of people performing this magnificent, feat. And that's to him what music is. Music is something to be accomplished. It's this great, it's, a goal. And not a goal, but, something that is a skill and can be mastered upon and an enjoyed activity for them. Whereas to me, music, again, fuel for my imagination. I spoke to an ENFJ coworker friend, and he was a little bit different, and his opinions matched my girlfriend, who is also an ENFJ, and they were along the lines of music inspires feeling in them. And of course that makes sense for the extroverted feeling type. When they listen to music, it's more so going to relate to how it makes them feel. My girlfriend, she enjoys music because it makes her feel positive while she's listening to the music. She enjoys relating to it as well, but if the music isn't positive to her, she's not going to be interested in it. And another thing is she has songs that she likes, But if she remembers or associates those songs with bad times and they make her feel negatively, even if she enjoys the song, she won't want to listen to it. Whereas I'm not that way. I don't generally relate songs and music to times in my life. I more so relate them to how they fuel my introverted intuition, how they're fueling my subconscious, how they're making me think, and all that. One example of a song that my ISTJ friend, I asked him, I said, if you could pick one song that really described what draws you to music, and this is going to sound bad, but I've never heard this song. He said, Bark at the Moon by Ozzy Osbourne, and he said that the guitar in that song really drew him towards that song. He said it was very impressive how the guitar was played out in that song. And that's, again, when I listen to music and I hear a cool guitar solo, it's unimpressive to me. Like, everybody knows the song Through the Fire and the Flames. When I hear that song, I'm like, eh. I mean, it's cool, but it's cool that they can do that, but it doesn't draw me to it at all. There's no reason for me personally to enjoy that music. I'd like to give just a couple of examples of songs that I enjoy. One song that I very much enjoy and very much fuels my imagination is the song Paper Cut by Linkin Park. And it's going to emo-y, but I've listened to that song since I was very young, when it first came out, and that song has always been something that when I'm thinking or trying to fuel my imagination, or I'm trying to deal with thoughts, I will go to that song, and I'll even put it on repeat. Just for some reason, the lyrics in that song are very strong to me. And you know what I might do is I might put on the screen down here somewhere how I interpret lyrics and what those specific lyrics mean to me. Another song I enjoy, and this one very much draws upon the power of the individual, is Hungry by Rob Bailey and the Hustle Standard. I prefer the Nightcore version of this. And the tones in this song very much push the idea of a singular person going against odds stacked against them, going against what people say he can or can't do, and that's very important to me. I often envision myself as accomplishing things alone as an INTJ. I actually wrote up a small thing on individuality between different types, but that's not what this video is going to be about. Part of it was that the INTJ typically enjoys the idea of accomplishing things by themselves, accomplishing things through their vision. Self-reliance is a very common theme among the INTJ. We all, for the most part, like to be reliant on ourselves. We like to be the ones who made the change. Another song that I really enjoy, Reclusion by Amberlynn. That's a good one. Another kind of like emo-y song. But again, just those kinds of songs that are very melodic. I enjoyed the song, the band Starset. I don't know if people out there have heard them, but Halo by Starset, very great song. Carnivore, Starset, another song that relates to an individual pushing against odds. And those are very strong things to me. That is what I enjoy in music. And which is very different from the ISTJ, who is listening to the actual music itself instead of relating to that music and fueling it through imagination. Or the ENFJ, for example, who is relating it to their feelings. Alright, so that's what I have to say on that, but I would really much like to hear what other people have to say. If you're watching this video and you're an INTJ, or if you're not an INTJ, below, let me know what music means to you. How do you interpret music? What is the background theme in music that draws you to it? Genre is not so important in this discussion. What is it about music that makes it worth listening to you? What do you associate music with? Alright, that's all the time I have today. This is Asura at Asura MBTI. Have a good one.